So August 19, 2024 and Alberta Advantage Immigration Program dropped one more update about its processing time and inventory on the website. And this, to be very honest, is pretty regular and pretty good news for all of us. So without wasting any time, let's go into the numbers, and I and you will notice something very interesting. So keep watching. If you can catch that interesting part before me, please put in the comments. But otherwise, I will surely get to it. So if you look at the overall certificate limits, now you can see that they have issued, they have issued 383 more certificates in this 2 weeks period. So now the total number of certificates issued is 6977 against the total of 9750. The biggest gainer, no surprises, is the Alberta Opportunity Stream because of the sheer number of interest in this particular stream. In Alberta Opportunity Stream, you would see that 244 more nominations have been issued. After that, the biggest contributor to this is the Rural Renewal Stream with 53 more nominations. Alberta Express Entry Stream as a whole yielded 69 more certificates, but within that, obviously, Tech Pathway is the biggest gainer, where it gained 32 more certificates. After that comes the Dedicated Healthcare Pathway, and then there is a new entry, guys, Law Enforcement Pathway. This pathway was introduced a couple of months back, and we can see that 50 new certificate limit has been assigned to Law Enforcement Pathway, out of which 7 has already been used. So here is the first interesting part. 9750 is the total certificate limit, and that remains unchanged. And Law Enforcement Pathway was not in the last release. So it had given 50 certificate limit. So can you guys, I'll just hold my screen over here. Can you guys think and see which stream would have lost 50 certificates to make place for Law Enforcement Pathway? Just pause this video, go back to my earlier video, compare this. This is very interesting. So if you haven't already seen it, it is the priority sector and the other initiatives. Priority sector draws and other initiatives earlier had 230 odd certificates, and now it is down to 181. So this has lost 50 certificates, which was given to Law Enforcement Pathway. So that is the first interesting part that we saw. This was very interesting for me. And another interesting part you will see here in the numbers. So do you notice anything odd with Dedicated Healthcare Pathways? Did you notice anything odd here? If you have guessed it, then congratulations. 320 certificates were allotted to Dedicated Healthcare Pathway, but 322 are already assigned. So it has Dedicated Healthcare Pathway has already gone over and beyond its allocated numbers. And this is something that I had discussed in my earlier video earlier in the year, where I had said that Dedicated Healthcare Pathway will gather much more stream in this year. And see, we are only in August. We still have good 4 months to go, and Dedicated Healthcare Pathway has used all of its numbers. In fact, it has gone beyond the numbers. So some other pathway will lose to Dedicated Healthcare Pathway. Plus, there is always a buffer given by the federal government to the individual provinces. So it's quite possible that those buffers would be used in scenarios like this. Like for example, last year also 9750 was the total number of certificate limits assigned to Alberta, but Alberta went beyond 10,000 even in 2023. And that was because of the buffer that the federal government gives them. Okay. So yeah, so the first table gives me a very interesting data point, very interesting data point. One is that 50 certificates moved from priority sector draws to Law Enforcement Pathway, and the fact that Dedicated Healthcare Pathway is already beyond its allocated limit. and this is just August. Overall, 383 new certificates were issued in this period of, I think, 2 weeks or something like that. Yeah. Next, come to application breakdown where they actually talk about the processing time. And here, if I combine this particular data with the data in table number 1, this gives me even more interesting analysis. So, okay, let's look at the processing data. Obviously, since the processing has been closed for a couple of weeks now, almost a month, right? Yeah, more than a month now. Since new applications are closed, we are only expecting these numbers to go down, right? So Alberta opportunity stream processed 271 new applications. You can compare it with the last draw that I'm putting here. So right now it is 2766, which is down to 71 applications. Express entry stream is down 50. Rural renewal stream is down 67, and tourism and hospitality is down 19. So that is the one important part. Now, if you add them up, you would see that 404 applications were processed in these 2 weeks. As I said, 404 applications were processed. So 404 total number of applications were processed, out of which 383 is approved. So how much is rejected? Like just 21 or something is rejected, right? So which is a very, very good indication that like out of 404, if 21 is like rejected, it's a very good ratio. I would say it's like more than 90% success rate, right? At an overall scenario. So this is again giving a very good picture about what things are in store for future. Okay. As far as the dates are concerned, Alberta opportunity stream is still in December, and I think all other streams are currently in 2024. And the most current is the tourism and hospitality stream, which is, I'm not surprised, tourism and hospitality is the most current, and dedicated healthcare pathway. So they are like already in July. And then rural renewal stream is the next popular stream, and which is dated back to 3rd of February 2024. So yeah, pretty interesting numbers, no? Do you agree? Like put in your comments. Let's hear from everybody who is watching this, that how this numbers surprised you, or did these numbers surprise you? Okay, 41 new draws were done on August 13th, and it was again dedicated healthcare pathway. And I think this 41 is the one that should have taken the number of allocations, the actual certificate issued for dedicated healthcare pathway, beyond its allocated numbers. So as the year progresses, we will see how the numbers change, and how things and how much Aaip goes beyond its allocation. It doesn't have a lot of room. As I said, 9750 and another 250 odd, so 10,000 something. So it doesn't have a lot of wiggle room, but we will have to see how things pan up. Okay, so yeah, I think this, I wanted to be a quick video, just wanted to share with everybody how the numbers are looking. Aaip is bringing out more updates every few weeks, and which is a good thing. They are trying to be transparent. I remember this happening sometime in 22 also, where they had pretty regular updates, but yep, never sorry, as they say, better late than never. So yeah, we will expect another update in few more weeks, and I will see you in the next one as soon as the new numbers come, and we will crunch those numbers also. So I hope this particular video gives you more hope, and anybody who is awaiting processing, all the best. And we are awaiting 30th September when the new rules would come in, and as soon as those rules are out, I will be making a new video on that. So yeah, See you in the next one. Thank you so much.